It started with Matt walking up to me in the middle of the shop and saying, "Do you want to do an Everest?" in the middle of December.
Storm Bram hits the country tonight.
People are bracing themselves for the arrival of Storm Bram with an amber weather warning.
Storm Bram continues to make its presence felt. Gusts of 70, 80, in exposed places maybe 90 miles an hour.
You're climbing 29,000 feet, but you're also descending 29,000 feet, and it's rough stuff. You could see like probably 10 feet in front of you.
The advice to people is to take heed of these weather warnings and stay put unless you have to go out.
Should he not be doing it?
Morning. Let's ride a bicycle. It started with Matt walking up to me in the middle of the shop and saying, "Do you want to do an Everest?" in the middle of December. It's the descending that I was really worried about, because it's just, you're climbing 29,000 feet, but you're also descending 29,000 feet, and it's rough stuff. And I was worried about all of the muscles that aren't legs and how they were going to hold onto a bike for that long and that much descending. That was like my main worry. I was really just trying not to think about.
Lovely, but I want it to go clunk.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, right, see you when I see you.
Be safe, be fast, be cool.
See you in a bit.
I can't actually describe how hard that bit is, that first climb. If he slips a pedal or falls off there, because there's a little drop to the right as well. Yeah, I was taken by surprise yesterday with that. Right, we're in. I say we, Will is.
Coffee?
We're gonna have coffee.
Immediate river. Oh my god. This is proper jank. Christ. I don't want to do that every night. First, probably 2 hours, it was just really, really nice, and everything seemed fine, just crack on. It was quite windy, it was nice, it weren't raining, it wasn't freezing cold. The first climb, I got lost immediately.
Oh, Jesus Christ, William. Okay, let's just quickly look at a map, see where I've gone wrong. Okay. Now, come on. Okay, just back this way a bit, basically.
So after that, it was fine. Then, as it started to get light, it started to rain. In no way was I anticipating the conditions that I was going to be riding in.
Okay. Can't see much with that mist. Not gonna lie, this concerns me a little bit.
The day before, we wanted to recce the route and see what would work. Annoyingly, the weather was amazing. We basically had the opportunity to see how light we could build a Specialized Levo. I think that was kind of how it began. Specialized said, "How light do you think you can build one?" And then Matt said, "Yeah, and we'll get Will to Everest it in a storm." We settled on Heartbreak Ridge, which is in Aberdeenshire. Recce, we wanted to ride the descent so we knew what we were up against. It's a very long descent. It's almost 3 descents in one, because at the top of the hill it's very, very exposed, very open. Not quite so steep, lots of rocks everywhere. As you get further down the hill, rocks get bigger, big slabs, quite a few like steep roll-ins. And then basically as you get further down, there's more trees sprouting up, so you've got roots to deal with, that kind of thing. And into a full-blown forest at the bottom, where the tracks are really, really loamy. It was starting to get windy as well on the recce day. It was sort of like a bit more like real about got to ride a bike in these worsening conditions. Like it was windy on the recce day, but it was going to be more windy. We knew there was a storm coming in. It was like gusts of like 70+ miles an hour at the top of the hill. So that night there was a very real conversation about like, it is probably a dangerous thing to do. How do we, when do we call it basically? Like how bad does it need to get?
Just while I'm on the road, let me plug this big light in. Bosh some power in this light. Yeah. Because the front one's dropped to reserve.
Do you want the one in my pocket?
Yeah, good idea. Yeah.
Let me go.
Sick. Come on.
I'll charge this.
Yeah, let me grab the fast charge.
Yeah. How are you, Will?
No,
Love it.
it's really misty. Lee's gonna be not impressed, I think.
Really?
Broseph, that's misty there.
Should he not be doing it?
No, he's all right.
I think he's okay. It's just a vision. I think
Mental, innit? It's mental.
It is crazy.
Days of thunder.
Yeah, it's so. It just feels so dangerous, and then you're like, "This is brilliant!" And you're like, "Oh my god, I could die like any minute." It's just so dangerous. Right. It's cool.
But you can take it easy though, can't you?
Oh yeah. I was just chilling. Yeah. Yeah. I've been trying. But I couldn't be able. I wouldn't be able to keep that pace like he is.
No.
He's doing a quick pace.
His race ahead is absolutely. He's literally holding just the most amazing all-round pace.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he can see. I said this to them before. Like what he's doing in that visibility, nothing short of amazing.
Yeah. And stupid. really, really stupid.
So as it got light, it started raining, but the visibility kind of came back. The fog started to clear a little bit, I guess, and I just got soaked.
Yo. How are you? Good. Yeah. All right. There's some more coffee. There's nice warm coffee there.
How are you feeling, Will?
It's just cold, to be honest.
Are you finding any better lines or anything like that?
There's plenty of worse ones.
Right, okay. Just getting tired.
I was getting changed. I had like a few changes of clothes, and so at that point I put like a different base layer on, different gloves on, and then that human coat just to keep me a bit warmer.
Yeah, the Garmin elevation is not to be trusted. I've done 3,000 feet. I think just 19 laps. Yeah, because 18 it might not cut it just because of the dip that we're not doing. So I'll do 19 because that'll just make up for that. That's just one. Annoying, it's just one final battery change. Because the multiples of 3 was nice, wasn't it?
Oh, something to do.
Right,
Right, see you in a bit.
So from that point on, it was all very standard, to be fair. Just windy, wet, but you could see. And I think then, because conditions weren't changing quite so much, like the light wasn't changing, so that was where it became just switch off and get it done. But the wind was so strong, it was pushing you into the hill. It was so wet. I sort of knew that my hands were going to hurt, because there's no way that in the Midlands you can prepare for descending for 15 minutes. All of the non-pedalling muscles were going to be what started to struggle when you were descending for that long. There's always something going on, even at the top when it's not steep. Big rocks, so you've got to pull the bike up over rock. About halfway in, it was just like the pain in my hands was too much to be able to hold on for the whole descent. I started stopping like halfway down the descent and stretching my hands out. I was still in my head thinking, oh my God, I've still got X amount of laps, but I wasn't thinking about that quite as much as I thought I would. I also thought I was going to be like contemplating the universe and what's the meaning of life. Did we really go to the moon? Stuff like that. Like, I didn't really have that. I think because I was concentrating on the descent, there was nothing going through my head. I just sang songs.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La ha 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 ha. Anne-Marie, wait for me.
And that was basically like as advanced as my thoughts got for the whole thing. The bike was really, really good. Like that Levo, it's a fantastic electric bike. I wore through brake pads. I did a whole set of brake pads. As a platform, Levo is just fantastic because like it's got pretty much the biggest battery on the market, which was really good because like a little bit less range, and we would have only been doing 2 laps per battery. So for big rides, it's just it's perfect. No, 2 laps to go. New helmet, new shoes, new overshoes, bib shorts, trousers, base layer, coat. That was my last change of clothes. Feeling a lot fresher just because I wasn't soaked through and sweaty, and like it was almost like a new lease of life. So yeah, penultimate lap, fairly normal, same as everything else.
No, you don't have to twist my arm. You know that I'm satisfied. Ain't gotta twist my arm.
The last lap was like the final push.
And you know that I'm satisfied.
Use up what's left in the tank. Bike had like 40% battery left. I had way less than that battery left. Trying the hardest I tried all day on the climb. Trying to do it really, really quickly.
Preaching to the quiet light.
It was like the perfect end to it.
No, there ain't no need for you preaching to the quiet light. And you don't have to die for me to prove your love. Ain't got no fire to keep me burning up, and you don't have to climb no mountain top. Honey, be true. Honey, be true to me.
I think I was just so lucky to be the one that had the easy bit of just riding the bike for 12 hours. So cool to be part of like a group of people that can make this sort of thing happen. It really was like a team effort. To take yourself like to the ragged edge and come back from it, like it does feel really, really rewarding. Like at the end of that last descent, I was so tired, but yeah, that feeling of completion, achievement. Yeah, I don't think I've struggled to feel that brilliant again.
It's over.
$29,500 feet. 130 miles. 11 hours and 58 minutes. Thank you very much, everybody.
Sick, mate. Thank you, Dave.
No problem, mate.
Let's do that.